you can be for something or against something really quickly. Like I don't have to think about it or journal. It's like I'm in or I'm out. I'm for it or I'm against it. The other thing that I find fun, and I watched it here, once I'm for something or against something, I often quickly look to see who's with me, right? Especially when I'm against something. It's like, can you believe these people? Like, really? And the reason that we often are so good at being for or against something, especially knowing what you do outside these doors, you're expert problem solvers. You are relied on to be an expert problem solver, which means that you've got well-defined either-or thinking. Either-or thinking. You can kind of look at things and decide what's the right answer. Now, what's fascinating about problem solving is it is instilled and rewarded in us at a very young age. You know, even our parents, before we could walk or talk, show us that things are safe or they're unsafe. You can go here, but you can't go there. You can eat this, but you can't eat that. And then as we go into the school system, we learn really quickly that, tests are going to have correct and incorrect answers. And there's a lot linked to having the correct answer. I know in our house, if I get enough of them, I might even get the test on the refrigerator for a week or two. Right? There's pride in getting the right answer. And then, and again, in my home with 2 teenagers, there's a lot of conversations around values and morals, paths that you can take in life. And the idea is if you can just stay on the right path, you're going to be a good person. So by the time we enter the workforce, certainly by the time you're at the level of profession that you are, life has kind of taught you that if you can just choose the right answer, if you can be for the right things and against the wrong things, you're going to be safe, you're going to be correct, and you're going to be a good person. And I want to be crystal clear on something. This is a good thing. In the work that you do, you solve hundreds of problems a day. And a lot of those problems have right answers, and you pick the right answer, and you're done with it. What I'm going to add to that is that there are some challenges, especially at the level of leadership and responsibility you're all at, that might not be simple problems to solve. Give you some examples. We'll have a little bit of fun with this. How many people have heard the saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself? I've heard that before. I'm sure that many of you kind of live by that philosophy. And what's interesting is that's true. However, you could argue that this is just as true. 2 heads are better than one. Sometimes the best thing I can do is actually pick up the phone or quickly text someone to say, hey, what do you think about this? This is a situation where it's not either or. As a professional, it's both. You've got to hold those in tension. I find this is the case with every cliche. There's one, but there's also an opposite that's just as true. I remember I've never been incredibly strong at athletics, and yet every gym teacher I had in elementary school told me the same thing. Tim, if you don't first succeed, try again. If you don't first succeed, try again. So I'd go out for every team and I'd practice. Inevitably, I'd get cut from the team. So next year, I'd work harder. Finally, grade 8, I had a gym teacher. His name was Mr. Anderson. He said, Tim, don't beat a dead horse. This is not your thing. There's other options for you, speaking, audiovisual, probably not basketball, my friend. And outside of grade 8 gym class, you know this, most of the time in the roles that you're in, you're the person saying, keep going, we've got this, don't give up. And I bet there's been lots of times where you can think of situations where you've had to be the person to say, we got to let it go. We got to move on. It's not happening. Again, it's not either or, it's both.